Camera. Jack.
Yeah, everybody has to have.
How's it going, guys?
Hello, how you doing?
Good. Excited to be here.
Looks like we're gonna have, how many people do you think we're gonna have?
We have 4.
4, all right,
Maximum would be 4, yeah.
okay. My Telegram name is the same what I have here, Mark Stair. And I intend to run.
Oh, does it not allow you to change your name? Some people had that problem.
Yeah, I was able to do that. I think you're supposed to go through and ask if you intend to run and your Telegram name.
Well, I intend to run. My Telegram name's Orm77Flash. My real name's Felix. So are we waiting for more people, or is this it?
Let's just get started, I think.
Yeah, we have 4.
Yeah.
So my name's Ray at Energios.io, and I intend to run. Is that a quorum? Armorino.
Hello. Do you hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can.
I had a problem with the mic. So, hi, I'm Marino for the win. So, but my name is Giuseppe, and I don't intend to run. So, yeah, that's basically it.
So that means you get the vote, but you're not running. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So very good.
Yeah, cool. So this is gonna be interesting because I guess all of us are gonna have to, pretty much, in order for one of us to advance, we'll all collectively have to agree for one to go. So I guess.
So we end. Yeah.
Yeah, this is cool because like we all gonna have to reach an agreement, even though like there's 3 of us that all want it. So I guess.
Is that the prisoner's dilemma? That's the prisoner's dilemma.
It is.
And we're living it.
Oh no.
Actually, I didn't intend to, but I really wasn't intend to be elected. So I mean, it doesn't. I'm not biased in any way. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, it'll be cool because I feel like your position is going to be kind of, or we can kind of look towards you as the middleman to kind of where are you feeling, and then because I mean it would be nice one of us to. I mean, I definitely want one of us to go, you know, because it's going to represent all of us. So I guess.
I mean, for the beginning, I would say, I mean, I don't know how exactly the agenda is, but maybe what do you guys intend to, I mean, or what I intend to do, or why I am here in Eden, EOS. And I think it's kind of a short introduction about that. I mean, in order to know the intention, you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe each person we could go around the room and each person could introduce themselves and a quick background and how they got to here, and then like you said, then go through like sort of your vision, what you see for Eden.
Right. Well, should I start? I mean, I said it. I took the
yes
incentive. So basically, well, how I started with Eden. It's actually started with a coin, EOS, a few months ago on Reddit, and kind of I don't know. I just, it's like a rabbit hole. I just read about EOS because I usually read white papers before, investing or doing something with a platform. And then kind of went to the Telegram and then to the subreddit of EOS, and then saw the EOS community forum where I kind of saw that Dan had published a kind of ebook right? I think you already know about that, and it kind of hit me because all the things that are written in there kind of sparked also my interest, but also my own motivation because of what liberty and all the governance. Also with the idea having the EOS as a government intrinsic on chain. And this is something I think disruptive, right? So today, so that's basically my motivation. That's why I like to be here in the beginning, and yeah, that's it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So I guess I can hop in next. So I've been in EOS since 2018. Eden has been an awesome, like Dan coming back to the community and starting this has, definitely raised community sentiment, and it's nice seeing that we're getting leadership in the community. It's been rough holding these last couple of years, but when I first heard about, I got into Bitcoin. I feel like a lot of people, that's how we originally got into cryptocurrencies, but I kind of FOMO'd into Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I got in at the top at the 2017 bull run. And when things started dropping, I started really questioning like Ethereum, because the idea sounded awesome, but I was like, can this work? I saw the problems, and then I found EOS, and then that was it. Like I felt I really liked how the architecture was, like the delegated proof of stake. I feel like that just seems like the most realistic way to really scale blockchain. And so I was in since then, and I've been, since I found out about blockchain, it's really like inspired me, and I've been wanting to get in this space. So, I've tried learning computer coding. I'm getting better with the computer science, but I just don't feel like that's kind of my way of contributing to the community. And now I feel like with Eden OS picking up and EOS starting to, the whole crypto market getting really hot, I'm wanting to make content, and I just feel like EOS is lacking influencers, and I think that's important. We need people to, with the crypto market being super hot, and you're hearing about all these other coins. You have a bunch of people just shilling all these coins. We need voices out there. I feel like to push out EOS to help people from getting burned, because a lot of people are going to end up getting burned in this next bull market. And I actually started my YouTube channel last week, and I'm in this thing with, it's called Creator Now. So it's with a bigger YouTuber. His name's Eric. He's got over 1 million subscribers. So I'm trying to work with bigger influencers, and I'm hoping, my goal is to be able to create content and bring big influencers on board to hopefully start talking about EOS and help spread the word, because I feel like spreading the word can bring in more talent too, not only just influencers, but developers. And that, I just think, is something that our community would benefit from. And that's kind of just my aim, is what I would use the funds for, is to use them more towards creating content. And, obviously through this whole process, I'm interested in hearing everybody's, what they think the funds would be best used for. And I'm open to hearing that, but I guess my main thing would be for content, use it to be able to create content with. So, but yeah, that's kind of my little take at it.
I can go next. So my name is Mark Stair. I'm with Tippet.io, where we have a bot that provides social, sort of we call it a social wallet, where you can just tip people, send them tokens really easily on Telegram, Twitter, Discord, GitHub, and on our Tippet.io website. We support over 70 tokens on EOS, Telos, and we're adding Wax right now, and looking to get into NFT support. Our whole idea was just to make it super easy to get people into crypto without having to get a wallet and have that learning curve of having a wallet and everything. The reason I'm really interested in Eden is the same reason why I got in crypto is because I was reading about all our different situations going on. I wrote an article, for example, that we have an impending crash coming up in 2030, I predict, because of the Social Security goes bankrupt and everything like that. And I was searching for solutions to all the global problems we're having, including climate change, environmental. Now we have a pandemic; it's a global issue. Our problems worldwide are global. They're no longer nation or tribe based. And every time I would read one of these books, I would say, we have no solution for this. I have no solution for that, or I see no solution for this problem or that problem, until I discovered cryptocurrency, blockchain, and stuff. And finally, I felt like we have a solution for the problem, especially the type of coins we're talking about with EOS, where you have the voting built in with the money. So when those go together, I think powerful things can happen. So in terms of how we use the money, if I'm elected, obviously I would like some to go for Tippet, but that's not necessarily that important. We're self-funded. We don't even really charge for Tippet, so it's not really a business model. It's almost like a donation thing so far, but eventually we will come up with a business model when it's ready, and go forward. But I just like to fund whatever's the most important projects out there.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
I guess I'll go. Hey, Mark, I can just say that Tippet is a fantastic platform, and if I were elected, I'm definitely going to throw some EOS your way, because I think it's fantastic and what you guys are doing. So a quick background for me. So in 2017, I actually got into energy blockchain and worked on actually in Ethereum. The evil ETH word here in this room. But energy blockchain, I'm 10, 12 years in renewable energy and sustainable transport, so electric vehicles. So I got out of Berkeley with an engineering degree, worked in consulting, and then decided to follow my passion, which is renewable energy and sustainable transportation. So that took me to energy blockchain. And then in 2018, I saw some Larimer videos online and decided that EOS was going to be a much better platform because of the TPS, the performance, transaction costs. Ethereum just wasn't going to cut it. We're moving a kilowatt hour of power, which costs 12 cents. And if you got to pay Ethereum gas fees, it's just not going to compute. So we end up in a situation where we've got a requirement to have an EOS blockchain, if you will. So I got into EOS blockchain. 2018, went to the San Francisco hackathon and met a lot of the people there. So I competed in the hackathon. Didn't get anywhere, but it was a learning experience and met a lot of the people. Actually got to meet Dan and Brendan there really briefly. Talked to them about my plans for what became Energios. And so in 2018, I developed Energios, which is Energios.io. And it's essentially trying to bring all of the energy blockchain platforms that are currently working in Ethereum, other chains, bring them over to EOS where they belong, which is in the performance, high transaction, high throughput, and so on. And so between 2018, 2019, some of you may know Voice went live, got active on Voice on that platform. And then last year, kind of circled back with Dan late in the year and said, listen, I want to come do some design work for you. And that's why what you see behind me on the screen is now working with the Eden group, the Clarion and the Larimer group to build some of this content. So EOScommunity.org, if you've been there, that's my design. Also the new, I can show you the new platform we're going to be rolling out, which is the let's see, am I allowed to share a screen? Here's the EdenOS platform that's coming out. You can actually go to edeneos.org, which is where it's staged. And this allows you to get involved in the whole platform and sign up and become a member and so on. So one of the things I'm doing is I'm donating my time to build this. I've got a couple hundred hours in so far working for this team as a volunteer. And so part of my mission, like the rest of you, and I love hearing you guys talk because it's like I'm speaking and it's reflecting exactly my beliefs, which is specifically that the world needs Eden. The world has needed blockchain for a while, and not Bitcoin, obviously, programmable blockchains where we can tokenize the economy, we can get transparency, we can get all those wonderful things that allow us to have immutability and trust in that the data that's out there is real and trustable. So not only do we need blockchain, but we also need Eden, because this governance model is going to be critical. If you look at what's happening down in Venezuela, they're adopting EOS now, and they're doing a fantastic job down there. And they're struggling against the incumbent controls of a heavy government, that sort of thing. And that's starting to happen globally. So battling against, and I'll stop sharing this because you'll be able to go see that soon. And so one of the things that I think is important is to get this Eden message out there. So I joined as a volunteer about 3 months ago, and I've been working on building this out. And I wasn't sure whether to run or not because I'm kind of involved in the sort of in the cabinet level, but they encouraged me to do that to make sure that I understand how it works and get the process delivered out to the community. So glad to be here, and I'm glad to see some familiar names. I've seen you guys post all over the place, and I'm glad to see that, and I appreciate everything that you guys do. So that's my piece.
Well, yeah, I want to say, I really do appreciate, what everyone's contributing, but, I got a lot of respect for everyone, especially, the guys that are building the software. Because, that's where you guys are putting in some free work. And right now, the days we're in now with the high demand for anyone who knows software development, for you guys to choose to be developing and contributing your time to something like this it's awesome to see. And that's why it's been killing me it's like now it's time to be able to try to contribute and do my part to add to the community, because I love seeing this in the EOS community is all these individuals who are willing to put in, free work to help better with the vision of bettering our world. And it's just a nice thing to see. I feel it's really nice to be a part of a community like this. Like I love being in the EOS community. I'm excited for, this right here I feel this could be historic. If this whole platform, this whole political playoff ends up being how our world ends up running on, this is the first one. We were a part of it, and that gives me goosebumps. So I just want to say I love all you guys. You guys are awesome. This is sweet. So I'm excited to see how this all plays out. But yeah, I just wanted to say everyone who's building, and I got mad respect for all you guys.
The passion and the involvement when EOS sort of launched and everything, it was amazing. The diversity of people involved, like in Tippett, we see it a lot. We have a lot of people from Africa involved in Tippett. It comes in waves, depending on the various tokens that get involved. So we work with the token owners, but an early one was Trios. And it was a lot of African people who were really involved in that. Also, Venezuela, Enrique is one of the guys that really worked closely with us early on. but the passion was so great back then, and everyone was so excited, and you had all those videos from everything EOS, which was pre-Zach days. I mean, with Zach and what's his name, but and then you mentioned about the San Francisco hackathon. That thing was amazing. Like they just had everything. Like we had like these bags of goodies and warm-ups and everything, and the whole thing was just professionally done and everything like that. That was so exciting. And then it kind of deflated after B1. I think they've misstepped a lot. You can see that with voice and everything like that. So I'm just so happy that, I stuck with it. We stuck with it throughout that whole, it was like not only a bear market from price, but a bear market in terms of sentiment of EOS. And I'm just so happy Eden is bringing that back, and look, maybe that's why the price is coming back. It could be many factors, but I'm just so excited to get that passion back into EOS and into Eden. It couldn't be more exciting for me, like to like you said, Felix, that this could solve our problems before a potential collapse in the future. That's the whole idea. Let's solve these problems. Let's get the roadways and the everything in place before quote shit hits the fan. So
was everyone here? I was at the hackathon in San Francisco as well in B1 June.
yeah.
Did you guys go to B1 June as well?
Yeah, our block, we plan to go as a Tippet team, but our back end blockchain guy got sick at the last minute, so I ended up having to but I had to find somebody else to join our team. I ended up with a team with Zach Gall, Peter K, who's an amazing back end guy, and then my Tippet guy, Ben, and then myself. And it was fun.
Well, that's the Liquid Apps guys. That's the Liquid Apps guys.
Yeah.
Peter K and
it was pre Liquid Apps back then. Yeah, and I just hustled by those guys into the team, and we had some stupid ideas come up that I didn't even want. I was thinking, if we go with this idea, I'm going to just ditch the team. But we ended up with an idea, and everyone was just kind of about it. But by the end of the second day or whatever, because I'm more of a manager, I'm not the coder guy. I had to kind of keep exciting people into it. By the end of the, we're gonna win. Of course we didn't, but it was fun to go through that process. It was almost like EOS itself, where you're excited to get going, the idea is crappy, and then all of a sudden, wow, we can do this, and then of course we lost, but
Wow.
we were there.
But it was a nice experience, right? So
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, what was your first name again?
Giuseppe.
EOS.
Giuseppe.
Giuseppe. And yours?
mine's Ray. My name's Ray.
Ray. Okay, Ray.
Giuseppe, where are you from?
I'm from Germany, but I have Italian. How to say ancestors, or how to say? Yeah, ancestors. Yeah. So I'm located in Germany. But yeah, my first name comes from Italy, and that comes because of my Italian roots. Yeah. No, but you were speaking about a kind of roller coaster, emotional roller coaster, and that's what I've seen also about talking about B1. I mean, it didn't affect me because I didn't have EOS on focus, and I didn't have tokens back then. But anyway, I think especially now, I think you talking about trust and also gaining trust again. So I think if one of you would kind of win, or being a representative, or win this, this election, I think also there's also a lot of responsibility to kind of, say, give trust again to EOS, and also helping the community, like you said, Felix, spread the word, and tell, well, let the past be past. And how would you handle all that? I mean, how, when you would be, the representative right now, how would this affect, your next steps and your actions, especially talking about trust and community, which, well, I think maybe left, or having a VUD, and then everything kind of, was a beer market, as you said, like Mark, right? So what would your action items would be then for being a representative,
This is an open question.
Yeah, open question. Yeah.
Well, for me, so making media content, I think is cool as far as including all ideas. So, with Tidbit, I want to check that out as far as being able to tip people in EOS. It's kind of like a faucet in a way, which I like that. So some things that just come to mind for me is that's something that, I want to be able to include everyone's ideas. What I'm hoping to get out of this is, at least if whoever we end up choosing to be the representative, hopefully we all take a little bit of what we're aiming and hoping to get out of using the funds for, and being able to keep that in mind moving forward, to be able to represent, this group. Because I guess, that's kind of how we are choosing to go about this. Like every stage, the one who is elected is supposed to represent everyone down. Like they're the best to kind of bring the values of everybody and kind of the vision of what they're wanting to use those funds for. So I feel like from my approach, I would like to collaborate with everyone who's wanting to collaborate, making media content. Me just being fresh in this, I'm wanting to push out a ton of content. So I feel lucky as far as I have a ton of content that I can work with, as far as I can have new ideas every week to work with, and working with other people in the community is something I definitely want to build out with this community. When I started my channel, I actually I did a shout out to the EOS community, as far as this is the community I feel like I'm establishing myself with, and then I'm hoping to bring outside people in, but yeah, that's kind of how I hope to build trust, is to be able to collaborate with everybody, to take everyone's ideas and keep that in mind, and be able to use that to hopefully make everyone feel like they're being represented by allowing me to be in a position to handle those funds. So.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Ray, I was
think,
talking a lot before, so I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, the award itself, I mean, should we win the next round of, against 16 folks, winning this prize to me is not really the objective. For me, it was participating in this trial process. And I think, like was said earlier, this is pretty legendary. I mean, this is groundbreaking stuff. To get on a Zoom call and conduct a hierarchical governance, a political playoff model, to actually see, I read Dan's book. I bought his book as soon as it came out on paperback. I think I was the first person to buy it. And once I read that and realized this really could work. This is something that could really happen. So I'm participating in this trial election because, yes, I would love to get elected in the real election. I mean, I really do want to participate in a governance model. But from this trial standpoint, for me, it was just learning about the process and starting to interact in groups like this, which is absolutely amazing. I mean, we started out, we're all tense and we're a little nervous and we're a little, I mean, can you imagine this at scale? This is what's really impressive to me. Can you imagine if there were 10 of us, and we were from all over the place, you know, different countries, Germany, so on, New York, I'm in California, you know, different time zones, different countries. And here we are, we're all just like trying to pick one person. And then that one person goes on and meets a whole nother group of people. And so it's funny because I built an animation, right? So that's part of the content that you'll see online. And it is this political process where I have these vector people like moving around, and they all finally get elected to a president. But to actually see that in reality is pretty phenomenal. So for me, you know, it's certainly not the prize. In fact, I'm going to turn around and I would certainly, I mean, going up against some of these heavy hitters that are in this group, I would say the chances of winning are pretty tough. But if I were to win that would definitely be, I'd pick the top 5 projects, you know, that I enjoy in the EOS world, and I would just sort of divvy it up and say, hey, here's a little gift, put this to your development effort. And then just keep enough to myself to take my wife out to dinner. That'd be about it. So.
Cool.
You need to pay an EOS though. Find a restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So you first have to create a restaurant that takes EOS or get the POS.
Exactly. I love it. Yeah.
Actually, our other business is called High Five Software. We work with businesses to provide, it's called service management software. So it's a real niche, but part of it's a little POS thing. So I'm hoping to integrate that in the future. I think your question was more about how would you deal with block 1? Was that really your question?
Kind of block 1, but also with a community which, well, I assume who left, or who you say, well, you know, there's nothing to get here. You know, the people having this kind of fear of coming back, and that's what I wanted to ask you how to handle that.
I think B1 is a difficult situation. Normally, when you're building a company, you start out small, you take risks, you don't get lawyers involved in everything you do. That comes later when you're already at scale. And B1 jumped from, you know, 0 to $4 billion, you know, in 1 year, and without any real products other than EOS.io. And I think every move they take is going to be very difficult because they got lawyers. I mean, if you want to slow down a project, get lawyers involved.
You got it.
Even lawyers tell me this back when I was at Motorola doing patents and stuff. It's like lawyer, they would tell me, we are not here to make decisions for you. We're just here to tell you how much risk for this decision versus that decision. So you gotta really balance that. I think it will. And by the way, it's a huge risk right now. Block 1 could so easily do an exit scam. Let's face it, it's at risk. There's whatever money they've got, $10 billion, which is $4 billion that the community brought in. And you look at voice, it's kind of sad that they couldn't get that, you know, fairly simple thing of just, you know, that platform going. But I think it'll work out because they're doing the bullish thing. As long as they continue to be honest and focus on the community, it can be okay. But I think it's a huge risk. And they just announced for bullish that they're going to put the $10 billion they have into that exchange. So that can mitigate that risk that we have as a community.
If I could just add to that, Mark, you're dead right. I mean, this is exactly what's been happening. I've been in, this is now my 4th year in the EOS community, and I share exactly what you just said, and it's been ups and downs, and the token falling down to $2. When a lot of us invested at $5, $6, $8, including myself, I was underwater for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But that aside, I should point out that there's been some very strong indications that Block One is legitimate now in the sense, and I'll tell you why, because of who they've involved in their partnerships. People like Mike Novogratz are now publicly hitching themselves to this project. Peter Thiel. These people would not be allowing their names to be associated with this if it was going to be a scam. So just to put that at rest. Brendan has hinted to us, and Dan, when we ask him in our meetings, every now and then we bring up Block One, and I can tell you that he's never given any indication it's anything but legitimate. So I should preface that by saying he's not allowed to talk about it. But there's been no hint or tone in his voice that you're in for a negative surprise. In fact, it's quite the opposite. So I think that Block One is going to be a tremendous force in global DeFi and programmable finance. In fact, they've indicated 4 products are going to be coming out. The Bullish Exchange is one of several. I think they're better at the finance side. Like you said, Voice was a fantastic. I enjoyed being on Voice. Yeah. I enjoyed the tokenomics of Voice. I enjoyed getting rewarded little bits of reward with that feedback that you get from getting a boost to what you said, and someone liked it and gave you a couple of tokens. And I was looking forward to having it being monetized. I won't lie. I wanted to build a channel on there. And of course, around renewable energy and sustainable transport. That's my field. And it was really disappointing to see them go sideways. But I think it's just because they're not very good at that. But the people who are now involved, and keep in mind that Dan started this process building kind of a DeFi product 3 years ago.
Well, BitShares even before that, right?
Yeah, right. And so what they did was all that happened, and the only reason Dan peeled off was because they went the corporate route, the enterprise route, the KYC, AML, acceptable, all legitimate, IRS certified, stamped, SEC stamped. And Dan was like, man, no, I want libertarianism, let's go. And so here's what I love about it, though, guys. EOS is now both. Mm-hmm. And it has the blockchain has the performance to do both freedom and independence related stuff, right? So I want energy independence. That's my thing. Yeah. I want solar panels on every roof so that nobody can turn you off. Yeah. So where these two worlds meet for me is if everybody's got energy they're producing, and by the way, it's not just solar panels on your roof, it's an electric car in your garage, which is what? That's a deep cycle battery that powers your home for a couple hours at night, right? The sun's not shining. So all those systems we're now building in our energy world, okay? EOS fits in right well with that perfectly. Energy independence, Eden, freedom solutions. And then on the other side, you've got Block One with this fantastic ProFi delivery, and those two things can coexist together. So I think instead of, and I've been out on Twitter and on Telegram and all the platforms saying, listen, we can do both of these at the same time. The beauty of EOS and EOS.io is the high performance, the high transaction. It can handle it all. And so I'm actually quite, no pun intended, bullish. I mean, I think it's a phenomenal time to be in EOS. And look at the kind of people we're able to meet, right? In this room, in that first room we were in, all these fantastic minds, and this is the place to be, in my opinion. So
I agree, yeah. And I didn't ever intend to say that B1 is doing an exit scam or something, but the risk is there that they could, without without much trouble. But I totally agree with you. My friend tells me, has a great quote, is I prefer an and world versus an or world. If you look at anything that you come up against, you know, like, do you want cake or cookies? Well, I want cake and cookies, or whatever it would be, you know. And so I think that I agree with everything you said. Yeah, I'm happy with B1 continuing to do well in that area. I think it would get better.
And I should add, though, that said, because I struggled with this just like you do, Mark. You probably contacted the EOS VC people.
Oh yeah,
right.
3 times.
Listen.
No
you want to talk about? I mean, you've got a phenomenal product, right? I couldn't even get that far. So hats off to you. I tried to build something, Energios, from scratch, and I went to Block One. I contacted their engineering department. I contacted marketing. I went through EOS VC. And I could not get any love, man. So, you know, to your point earlier, and this is something that Block One needs to get out in front. When they launch this bullish thing, and if it does extremely well, price go up. Everybody's happy, right? The token holders. So we're all now making money. In fact, I'm now positive. So I'm like, woo, yay, 10, $12. So I'm positive again. If that starts to happen, they also owe everybody an explanation for the last few years. Why weren't you supporting all these programs like Tippet, like Chintai, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you go down the list of fantastic projects that were kind of left blowing in the wind. The guys from was it Event, right? Event.ai. All those guys that are doing that work, and Block One kind of left them blowing in the wind. So I think they should get out in front of that. Brenda needs to start coming out and healing some of these wounds, saying, "Oh, by the way, we're making a lot of money now. Let me start funding some of these things."
Yeah,
more actively.
My idea is to fund a nonprofit to make it tax deductible, which is like a DAO that decides who gets funded. Which, guess what, is Eden. So so I think and Block One will be funding this whole thing potentially if they want to. I think just time wise that maybe we need to vote now.
Yeah, we should. Yeah. So how do we do that now?
Do we vote in this channel, or I think you go back to the main room and vote, don't you?
No, we have to decide who from this group goes forward, I think, right?
Yeah, so you three of you, you should vote for yourselves if you want to be elected. That's what I understood, right? So it's just up to me.
We just vote for one person, and if we don't come to consensus, then we can re-vote until we come to consensus of one person.
So maybe we go around one more time and give one last why, and I guess why we think we should be elected, and then I think with it's Giuseppe, right? Okay, yeah, Giuseppe kind of being like the intermediary of like we gotta let him kind of see where his mind's at, and maybe he can kind of push the three of us if we all still kind of. I mean, obviously we're still gonna be given our little reason why we think we should, but kind of see what Giuseppe's thinking after he's heard all three of us, and then we can, hopefully reach a consensus of who we think who represents us moving forward. So
actually, I have a different strategy. I think we should push forward the guy who doesn't want to run. Right? I mean, look at politics. The people who are in your face like, "Oh, I'm the best guy. No. I want the guy at the back of the room with the best ideas, who's quiet and can just get stuff done. So I say
Well-
we all vote for Giuseppe to go forward. We're just going to talk him. We're going to talk you into representing
No.
us.
I'm just observing, I'm just learning, Next time.
All right, next time. You have to
Next
promise me though. You're going to.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I'm just learning, I'm just impressed of your work, of what you've done. You have more experience than I have, so I don't feel comfortable. But next time, I promise.
Okay.
Okay, so, but anyway, I mean, maybe my 2 cents, just because I mean, I don't want it. It should be secret, right? The vote itself, or how do we do that?
I don't think it can be in this type of process.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not feasible.
I thought we go back to the main room and vote. So, but if we do it here, that's a different. Well, if we all vote, the problem is if the 3 of us vote for ourselves and then Giuseppe picks one of us, right? He has to. That's still not a quorum.
Yeah.
That's
I
still
think
not
we
a
all
quorum
collect-
because you have to have 3.
And since it's a small group, I think probably all 4, we all have to, because isn't it
See, so-
2/3 plus 1? But
Yeah,
they round up.
This is what it says from 1426 to 1450. This is the only time period each group has available to come to a group consensus on who will be elected to represent the group in the next election round. So that's before we go to the next round.
Before we leave this
Yeah.
room. Okay.
So if we
Well,
want-
I'm happy with actually all 4 of us. That's the problem I've got. I would want Giuseppe to do it too, because I like the guy who is not in my face. So, including myself, because I tend to talk too much. So.
Yeah, it is hard. I mean, I tell you what. I like all of you guys have different personalities. Yeah, sure, but different way of seeing and how to and skills. I mean, I personally think, and it's just my humble opinion, is the guy who is representative should know the technical background first, I think, right, about EOS and all the things. Maybe I've done some software thing, programmed. Second, understanding, I mean, the business impact and the social impact. I think these 3 of things, it's kind of, it should be in hand on, and by saying that, I kind of think, there's the one or the other one who is more suited doing that. I mean, that's my way of how to, elect or vote. So well, yeah, that's basically it. I'm not sure about you, huh? And the answer is, I just, I think we have to be direct here, right? So it's not like we're voting in the box and then saying, well, that's this guy. I'm just really, I really like Felix about his way of influencing, but I think it should be coming also from the technical perspective, and I'm seeing more, Mark and I forgot
Ray.
your name. Sorry,
Ray. Yeah.
Ray. You
Ray,
both of you, right? And in the lead right now. So sometimes I'm more in Mark, because you already have a product. You already, the technical perspective. The business part also too. But great, you too. But you said once in your speech or in your monologue, when we were listening, that you like to take part in the election. You would like to win the prize. You would like to be the representative, but you would like to see how it is done. And anyway, you are already part of all the EOS system. So that's the reason why I tend to go to Mark. Yeah, that's my reasoning, right? So how I think about you And I mean, no offense or no person, don't take it personal.
No,
It's the way I think. So yeah.
Yeah, and you can't go wrong with Mark, right? That's, I mean, a veteran, right? So
Yeah, it's not all about a veteran. I mean,
Yeah.
it's about, like Ryan, you said, like, you already, on the stuff where you just already can decide and already influence stuff. You have already this power. I would say it's about power and about influencing. And I would say, okay, you already have it. I mean, go for Mark because he and he may take also a chance to influence his stuff and his way of thinking. I mean, I like the thing that like with climate change, you already mentioned things, Mark. So that's all the reasons why I would like to, or I'm voting for you, Mark. Then, yeah, that's my 2 cents. Yeah.
All right. I would like to throw one more thing because, I'm down for if we all collectively go with Mark. I want one of us to represent us. But kind of my hope was and take on going forward with this is because one thing that I had thought about a lot was, there's going to be a lot of a lot more technical savvy than I am. I just know the basics of how everything works. But I do think it could be a powerful message to have somebody like me who's not as technically savvy as far as being a developer show that, hey, I share ideas. I see other people work in the community be able to create content with these ideas, and that helps these ideas also get more recognition and potential funding. I think that could also be a powerful thing as well. But like I said too, I want to reach a conclusion on one person, so we have somebody from this group that represents us to the next one. So I felt like I had to throw that part out because that was one thing that I had definitely thought about. I was like, this is gonna be cool to see how far I make it, if I can even make it out of the first round. Given that, like, I know going into this, everyone in this first round or everyone who's participating in this elections, I would say probably a majority are pretty technically savvy and have some foot in with development. But like I said, I think at the same time, this would be a unique approach if someone like it. I mean, I say influencer because that's what I'm aspiring to be. I'm not there yet, but if it'd be unique, and I think that would be something that could attract more people as well. Because then when you see, hey, an influencer here was able to receive funding through this process, it also encourages more people to participate rather than if, people from the outside are just seeing that these very high technical savvy people are the ones that are mainly being represented. Is going to, I think that could potentially just narrow in like, oh, okay, I got to know like I need to be a software developer in order to be able to even be able to consider running when, that is important because, I mean, I do think when we get to the later stages, when this becomes more official and we have, from what I've seen, the way they break down the funding was you'll have like tiers. So the first tier, you'll have access to bigger amounts of funding. So those are the more, those are the people I would expect to be more technically savvy as far as understanding exactly how viable the product that they're making can be, because they understand like the whole, I guess, architecture, if it's actually can work, versus somebody like me who would be more probably a smaller tier, more for the media communication side of things. So.
And that's why my comment earlier I stand behind, which is I'm happy with all four of us, because I'm impressed with you too, Felix. I think you're a young guy. You've got stuff going on. You're going to do really well in your career. So, I'd be happy with you representing us as well. Very much so.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, okay. Yosef, I still think we're going to put you forward. So get ready.
Like I said, next time.
All right, you bet.
So we made the decision, right? I think right? Mark, you're voting for yourself, I assume.
Well, I think that Felix or Ray need to decide. I feel like if you would have picked Ray, then I would have joined in. But it's up to those two guys. It's so far. Felix is voting for Felix, Mark is voting for Mark, and Ray is voting for Ray. So, or Ray is voting for you. So, we're not at consensus, and I'm wondering how this is going to work with 10 people. But,
So I think right now it kind of feels because Ray seems to kind of be fine with whichever way. I feel right now. I guess I'm trying to gain, like right now Giuseppe believes that you could be that you should be it. And like I said, if we all agree with that, I'm fine with that totally too. But I guess my thing is moving forward, whoever's if you were to represent all of us, I hope, is that something like to keep in mind, funding can definitely help someone like me to help with producing content. But I hope that some funding will be considered to going towards pushing out media content, because that's something EOS has definitely been lacking. And then with Eden being completely new, that's something that, we need media out onto. And so like, I'm actually hoping to take content. My video for this week that I'll be putting out for YouTube will be taking us through this whole process of the election. So I'm going to be taking content from these screen recordings and posting out a video. So I hope you guys are cool with that. But yeah.
Yeah, why not?
So Tippett already supports Twitch. So if you do your video recordings on Twitch, we can make it so that you're giving out money while you're doing your videos.
Cool.
Also, you should reach out to me on Telegram, Felix, because we're doing a big launch. So, Eden's going to be launching pretty hard. So all hands on deck. And you should reach out to Dominic. He's in charge of that. I'm building content for the effort. And we'd certainly want to have you involved as well, even, outside of this process.
Okay, I definitely will. So I guess, are we going with Ray? Oh, my mic just fell.
So, yeah, okay. No, everything fine. So, who for whom? For Mark or Ryan? Oh, what did you say? Sorry.
Sorry, my mic fell, but I was
Okay, no problem.
I guess I don't know. You kind of, like I said, I'm kind of leaning towards you as you're Ray kind of being open as well. But since you're the only one that's didn't claim to run, I feel like we should all kind of base our opinion on what you think is best to represent us moving forward. So if you feel like Mark is the guy, then I'm cool with going with him. And yeah, I'm not sure how this works. Are we going to be able to continue to participate further in the elections? Because that's kind of my hope. I was going to capture, the different moments through the entire process and make the content of like, okay, this is the first political playoffs. This is how it went down. This was the first round.
It's all going to be it's all going to be available on Pinata anyway. So you can just go grab the hash, and then you'll have the video. So so you'll be able to go see a list of that, and then you can just grab the content that you want. I don't think you're not allowed in the next round. Only the winners, I think, will participate in the next room. And I don't know, are they going to do all 16 at once, or are they going to have another group of 4? I guess they'll have another group of 4. I imagine having to go through this like twice more. Yeah.
So I think, Ray, it's your turn. I think Felix is depending on you. So is it you choosing Mark or you choosing yourself?
I'm perfectly happy choosing Mark. I think he'll represent us very well. So I'm fine with that. he's clearly demonstrated patience and an ability to produce a good in EOS, in the EOS community, right? You've had to have patience. And he's got an excellent product and a good solid philosophy. So how could you go wrong? Like I said, all four of us, I think, are strong people. So I'm perfectly happy with Mark. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think.
Thank you. I vote for Mark too.
Yeah, we reach it.
Thank
Yeah,
you very much, guys. I'll represent you. I agree with Felix. We'll definitely content. We need to bring the masses in. That's the whole.
Yeah.
That's where this needs to go. Move from fiat to I call it digital tokens and money. From ATM to DTM.
Right. Nice.
Nice. So I assume we should then vote in the Telegram. So Mark, I think it's an ad and Mark's there, or is it something else?
That's my Telegram name, just like you see on the screen there also.
Yeah, okay, so adding an ad and then it's done. Guys, I mean, it was really an honor having you and talking with you. And I mean, we are strangers and still, kind of fun at concerts, and we kind of were not rude. I mean, we were. I liked the conversation. I put it like in one word. So I liked it, and I hope to be part of this long and seeing you guys again in the next election round. I mean, this is a demo, but we're gonna see.
If we get randomly selected, one or more of us in the same room again, that's going to be really strange.
Yes.
But it'll be fun.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun. And be like, yeah, so what's going on? Yeah, so I guess that'll happen another month or two. It's going to be another month or so before the general election takes place. I even hear they're planning to do another trial. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there might even be one more trial election, so we get to do this all over again. Are they gonna call us back or?
Yeah, I think they'll probably just end the breakout, and maybe that's when we say who's elected. And then because then there's multiple rounds today, so you guys get to go off and do other work. I have to keep going through these meetings.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to go now too. But anyway, it was really nice to meet you guys, and and interesting vita. I mean, so see you next time, and I'll see you in Telegram.
Yep.
All right.
That EOS logo is the heart. So I felt it here with all you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. I want to connect with everybody on Telegram, and then you guys will be in my next YouTube video.
Cool.
So look out for that.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Okay.
And Mark,
you
gotta win it for us, man. Take home the crown. So
go get them. You got tough competition coming up. So
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm just wondering how this is going to work with 10 people. It seems like also in 1 hour, so that's going to be interesting.
That's tough, huh?
We need to really test it at the 10 level.
Yeah, because four was challenging enough. Imagine having to pick among 10 of us. That would be tough. All the same caliber, Wow, that's not trivial. So
gotta go.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
See you guys. Bye.
Do you think we should we leave the room, or should we just wait until it's?
I think we could
leave. There's a leave room button.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
See you guys. Great meeting you guys, Ray and Felix.
Yes. Good meeting you. Thanks.
Yep. Hope to see you next time.
It's good to press leave room. I'm gonna do it. So good luck, Mark. Appreciate your time. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
When I say leave room, it says end meeting.
It says end meeting, leave meeting. So I don't know if that's why I hesitated.
Yeah, I think we'll just hang out here until we get, because I know that I've been in Zoom meetings before where they kind of pull you back in like automatically.
I'm gonna hop in Telegram and find out.
See what happens to the. Oh, is that you, Lion Flash?
Yeah. I
So
figured, you know, Dan goes with Bite Master. I'd throw my like gaming tag in there. So
No, I like that. You should, if you're interested in doing content, you should DM me. Yeah, we'll get you roped in. You might regret that later because you have to do all this stuff for free.
Yeah.
the way I look at making media content right now is it's like, you know, it's experience, it's having fun. So I'm all about having, it'll help me too, because it'll give me a direction as far as like, okay, I can focus on this, and then working with other people too will definitely help me.
Where are you based out of?
Right now I'm in Colorado. I bounce back between Colorado and Texas though.
Okay.
Colorado.
Yeah, my brother's pretty big on like filmmaking and stuff, so he's helping me learn the cameras, and I'm learning more about editing and putting stuff together. So it's a process, but I think, you know, consistency is key. So I'll just stick with it. Eventually, I think growing a brand is going to be huge. Like the internet has enabled influencers to build their own brand, and now with blockchain, that's only going to further that ability to be able to really monetize who you are, and you know, if you vibe with people are going to follow you, and because they like what you have to say, and I think that's huge. So I think starting now is
I think NFTs are going to play an important role in that potentially. I look at NFTs almost like a new renaissance, where the artists can finally be paid adequately for doing art, music NFTs and video NFTs and art NFTs and so on. It's
what do you think of the Emanate platform? Have you checked that out?
We support their token. Yeah, we like that. I don't actually use their product, but the concept is awesome, where the providers are paid every 6 seconds, and you could only do that on EOS. You could not do that on any other.
On Ethereum.
Could you imagine Ethereum?
On Ethereum, trying to do that. Yeah.
It would be impossible.
Do you think they have? Do you think they have enough support in the community? There's a project that needed Block 1, in my opinion.
Yeah, you know, nobody had support through this downturn. So if I'm, you know, if I was elected all the way up, I would definitely provide funding to Emanate if they need it. I don't know if they have their own investors or whatever. Some people might not want that money or something like that.
Right. But I love the fact that they just you view a song, and then that artist gets 0.001 EOS every time their song's listened to. I mean, that's just it, right?
Yeah.
And so it's the decentralized Spotify model, which is perfect.
Yeah,
I love it.
And if somebody plays your song 100 years from now, your wallet is getting that money.
It's still getting the money. Right? If you hand it down to your kids.
You hand your keys down to your kids and whatever. Yeah. That's what when somebody big artist said, you know, my NFT, I think he was talking about music, that, you know, every time they're going to get money in perpetuity. How do you say that word?
In perpetuity.
In perpetuity,
yeah.
Exactly. And that's pretty cool. Yeah. It's really exciting.
Yeah, I just remember when I just diving into blockchain afterwards. Like even now, every time I think of something or see something, I was like, how is blockchain going to change that? Or blockchain is going to completely disrupt that. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, the whole tokenization of everything and the tokenomics that go behind it. Like one idea that I've been thinking about as far as a future video idea is to talk about how cryptocurrencies are going to be better than stocks because of the programmability and being able to have more. Like I like how Brandon Bloomer had talked about blockchain companies will do a better job of aligning incentives with their customers. And yeah, so like when you buy Apple products, for example, like you'll have more all these people who support Apple by buying Apple. Like you just have the product, but now if you can have some form of being able to tokenize that or having like a share because you're supporting the company by kind of being a fan and supporter.
All right, guys, I got to go take care of other stuff. It's been wonderful chatting with you, and good luck to you, Mark. And let me know if we can work together in the future. I look forward to interacting with you again.
Sounds good, Ray.
All right, thanks, Felix. Send me your DM.
Oh, thank you, Ray.
Okay, see ya.
So does everyone who continues to the next round will there not be any just like non-participants who are running, like kind of like how Giuseppe was just a voter? Are we going to be able to do that, or is it going to be just everyone who's running?
I think it's just the people running because just to keep it tractable,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see how many groups don't reach consensus.
Yeah. Yeah, even with just 4 people.
I kind of want to just hang
All
out.
right, I think I'm gonna stop recording.